Hey there, Stormie Andrews, co-founder of Yokel Local, creator of the world's best buyer persona system. We are now on video number 5 of a 5-part video series called Paid Advertising in a Nutshell. So if you have not watched the other videos, I'd recommend you go back and watch them. What were the other videos, you ask? Well, video number 1 was, what is paid advertising? Then on video number 2, we covered the main advertising mediums, really important. Then we went over the 3 pillars of paid advertising, planning and budgeting, and where we're at today, which is paid advertising KPIs. So you really need to understand the KPIs and choose the KPI that's going to be important to you. What are KPIs? Let's dive in and let's look at the part 5 paid advertising KPIs. So if we look at on a media side, the media KPIs, CPM, what does that mean? That's cost per 1,000 impressions. So if someone said you have a CPM of $50, that means you're paying $50 for every 1,000 impressions that your ad appears, giving someone the opportunity of seeing it. Then another media KPI could be a CPV, which is a cost per view. That's how much you're paying for someone to view your ad. Another KPI that you should be aware of is click-through rate. So this is someone that has clicked through, to your offer, which is pretty important. And then you have CPC, cost per click, how much you're paying on a cost per click basis. You see, you can use any of these as your KPI. It all depends on what your goals are. As we continue, we have CPL, which is cost per lead. That's pretty important. So if you know that you're spending X amount of dollars, knowing what your cost per lead is pretty darn awesome to know, because then you can eventually get to what your cost per acquisition, which is your CPA. Understanding that if it costs you $100 to get an acquisition, how many of those acquisitions do you need for this ad to be profitable? Then you have CPO, cost per order, and then you have your return on ad spend. Those are some paid media KPIs, and you should understand those terms. And one of the things that we talked about as you look through the different areas of advertising is determining which one of those KPIs would be most important for a particular campaign. If you want to have different KPIs, it's important to understand the various KPIs, but you should have a primary KPI depending what your goal and what your objectives are. So as we continue, let's talk about offer KPIs. What are some of those? Well, we have bounce rate, and a bounce rate is people who click on your ad that realize, oh, this isn't right. Maybe and they just leave. So it was a, maybe not even a lost opportunity, but you paid for someone to check out your ad. It cost you money, but they bounced. It wasn't right for them. They didn't take another action. There's also page load times. I'm gonna tell you right now, if you have a slow loading page, they're gonna do exactly what you do. They're going to bounce because your page isn't loading fast. So you want to make sure that your page is loading quickly, especially if they're on a mobile device, because some people, believe it or not, have slow internet services. So page load times are extremely important. Conversion rates. You should know your conversion rates. Plain and simple as that. It's a shame if you don't know your conversion rates. What is a conversion rate? What you're converting. Pretty easy, right? So you should know that. Other KPIs, maybe LTV, the lifetime value of a customer. You see, we ran a paid ad campaigns for sometimes when we think about lifetime values, sometimes people say, well, if I get a new customer, my service is, $50 per month. So that means, okay, if you have a $50 recurring service, maybe your pool cleaning service, whatever it may be, but it's $50 per month for someone to get your services. Well, that person is worth to you over the course of a year, $600, or $600, right? And then how long do people stay with you? Well, you may say, oh, when someone comes on me, they stay with me for 5 years. Okay, well, 6 times 5, that's a lifetime value of $3,000. What would you pay to acquire that particular customer? Is it worth spending $50 to acquire, for each one of those people that you could acquire? Is it worth spending $500? That's a number that you need to know. So understanding your customer lifetime value helps you determine what your budget should be in terms of client acquisition. So those are some of a few of the media, many jargon, the phrases that are used in terms of paid advertising KPIs. I really hope that you found this 5-part video series beneficial. If you did, subscribe to the channel. We'll have more. And be sure to give it a thumbs up. Once again, this is Stormie, the co-founder of Yokel Local, creator of the world's best buyer persona system, and I will see you in our next video series. Bye-bye.